Okay, I am outside right now and I'm going to load up my camera, and as you can see, it's going to track me. I'm going to get into my car. What it's doing right now is recording as it's turning. You can see I lift my hands up. I'm not swiping the screen. They do that on their own. I'm going to jump into my car and then drive to the parking lot, see how it follows me. And then watch, it's going to follow this other car too. And it recorded that and it sent that to either the SD card or cloud storage, depending whatever you have. I have cloud, so I can go back and review that. Now, watch when I get back into view of my camera here, and it's going to follow my car. This is what the auto tracking means. So with the 360 camera, you're going to cover a lot of area. There's not much that these cameras miss. Because they can rotate all the way around. Now that's as far as mine goes because I have two up, and the way that it's sitting, it won't turn no more. But because I have two up covering both areas, really it's not supposed to go over this far, but I have one facing this area too, but it's actually turned to where, but it does watch all of this. Now watch. And like I said, it records it all, puts it into whatever storage you have, SD card or cloud, It does use both. And then I'm going to park. I'm going to get out the car and it'll follow me. Now let me zoom in here. There I am right there. So it's 1080p high definition. I'm going to zoom. And then, see, it followed me all the way and recorded all that. Okay, now we've covered the auto tracking, how to go back and check recorded videos. Okay, so this is going to be your Echo Show or Alexa, or Hey Google, stuff like that. It is compatible with that, but as you can see, Android 3.5 or older, or iOS 3.50 or older, which, I mean, it's rare these days for somebody to have a phone that old, but they are compatible with that. That's how you would set that up. This is your cloud information if you have it, okay? But look, see up top, 3 parking lot alley cloud service expires in 287 days, 19 hours. So basically I had mine for a year. And then this is where you share your camera at. Okay, you're going to hit the plus sign up top, and it's real simple. Put in email address, hit OK. Of course, friend or family member would have to have the app on their phone and an account set up also, but it'll share them automatically, okay? It's real easy to do. And then they have access to the cameras also. These are the settings for each camera. This is how you rename it. And then there's the same option here, share camera. ONIVF, this is for the DVR. If you have a DVR, meaning these cameras do run off of a DVR. If you already have one and just want to add the cameras to it, this is how you would go about doing it. Shooting angles is if you have your camera, they do work upside down. So if they are upside down, this is how you would change it. So right now it's normal because it's right side up. Alert trigger mode is your LED light, okay? Manually, meaning if you want to turn it off and on from the camera, and we'll go over that in a minute. And then alert trigger mode is, of course, when there's motion, that light, LED light, will shine and say, I see you. Okay, this right here is how long the light's going to stay on. It goes all the way up to 600 seconds. And then timing mode is like, say if you want your light on from 9 at night till 9 in the morning, okay, and then the light will shut off if you want it on all night. I like mine on alert trigger mode. Volume, this video on and off and camera online is when you load up your camera. Through the camera speaker, it'll say video on, video off. And then it's the same thing with the camera online when it hits the Wi-Fi. Say if you disconnected the Wi-Fi, and then once you hook the Wi-Fi back up, the internet, it would say camera online. Okay. This camera speaker volume, of course, it's got two-way audio, a built-in microphone, and a speaker, so they're good to put over doors, stuff like that. I have one on my front porch to where I could talk to people. For example, you can leave the package right there, or I'll be out there in a minute, etc., etc. The volume is how loud your voice is going to go through the camera, through the speaker that's built inside of it. Camera notification, that's what you keep hearing. Of course, if you turn it up, it's going to be louder, and then down, it'll be lower. Camera microphone volume, it'll be how sensitive your microphone is going to be on the camera and what it picks up as far as audio is concerned. Okay, language and time zone. That, of course, that's self-explanatory. Encryption mode, you want it on default. What it does is it randomly generates a different password and information for hackers. There has been a lot of stuff going around about Ring, and I think Vivint too. People's cameras have been getting hacked, and these have encryptions, meaning it's different every time, so they're not easy to get into. SD card record settings, of course, if you have an SD card. I don't. That's where you would go in and change the settings for the SD card, and then cloud storage setting. This is all your information for your cloud. And then the rest of this stuff's pretty self-explanatory. Change router if you wanted to get a different router, device information. This is all computer stuff here. Let me see. Memory card information, that's SD card. Video storage location is cloud. If you get an SD card also, you can put it on TF cloud. I have just cloud. If you get just an SD card, you're going to put it on that. Okay, so that way your motion recorded videos will go to wherever you select right here. Sometimes you do want to check this firmware upgrade, because the firmware does need to upgrade sometimes, but I've had these cameras 8 months, and I think I've upgraded them maybe once. So that doesn't happen too much. And then basic stuff, restart camera, refresh the original settings that when you first set the cameras up, and then delete the camera from the app if you don't need it no more, or say you sell it, etc., etc. Okay, now we're going to go into the cameras. Let's go parking lot alley. Now see, this is why I don't usually have my notifications on, because it is picking up absolutely everything. Well, we've already went over this, but I'm getting hit up at 10:30 at night. Okay. This, of course, on the bottom left-hand corner is the volume, and it'll pick up people talking, or if there's somebody, say if you have it over your front door, hello, I'm here, and then you could talk back to them with the middle microphone button. You hold it down. Hello, hello. And then the camera, or the right by it to the left side, is to snap pictures. It saves it right to your album inside the app. There's the record button on the right side. It's recording video right now. It says it to the album. We already went over that, but this is the high definition 1080p. If you're not satisfied with that, that's standard. Okay. And then auto, if you want it to go back and forth. I like mine on HD. I'm sure everybody else does too. And then this button right here it's above the HD. It's the auto tracking. Like I said, mine are off because I have two cameras out here facing pretty much the same area, so I don't need it to auto track. But this is how you turn it off and on. If your camera's not sitting still, this would be why. This is your LED. That's the brightness of it. So right now, sorry, but I got the sound on. This is the LED. This is the brightness of it. See, right, you could kind of see it in the camera. This right here is your shooting angles, meaning if I want my camera to face the way that it is right now from 11, I think 1700 would be 5 o'clock. So from 11 to 5 o'clock, that's where it's going to be. Then I'll move it. Okay, if I want my camera to be right here from, what we say that was 5 o'clock to 5 o'clock for 12 hours. That's zones. The Ring has zones, and that's pretty much what that is, and then so on and so on. I don't do the shooting angles. I kind of keep my cameras at in the same spot. So actually, this is my alley, so it's supposed to be facing right over here. Now, mind you, these lenses do need wiped off, and that's the issue with mine. That's what this glare is, the top left-hand corner. Every few months, just, spray a rag with some Windex and just wipe them off. And you want to do that every, 3 to 6 months. That's basically what I do with mine. And this button on the top right-hand corner, that's the horizontal view. Okay, that'll switch it to where it goes horizontal, and then that way there's a better view. So, other than that, that's about it. Let me load this back up to see if I missed anything. And then, of course, there's the time and date up there. This kilobytes is how fast the camera is receiving data. Okay, so if this is at a 2 or a 3, the video probably won't even load up. But if it does, that means it's going real slow. That just depends on your Wi-Fi connection. I always have a good connection, and if you want these cameras, I recommend at least 3 bars. Mine's at 4 and it's full. So if you're operating these cameras at 1 bar, they're going to be a little glitchy. They still work, but you can also buy Wi-Fi extenders. My cameras also, they come with 3 plugs, or not 3 plugs, but 3 ends, and we'll get to that right now.